Hello, everybody. Welcome. 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 It's the fourth week of the Chronically Online Judgment podcast. Yes, 4 weeks in a row, guys. We're doing it. We're keeping track. We are staying consistent, even if it's hard, you know, because do I possibly have ADHD? Maybe, but I can't get that checked right now, so don't ask me about it. I had a friend whose boyfriend has diagnosed ADHD, and I was like, can I just have you know, just a little bit of your Adderall, just like a little, just let me, let me chop it up and snort a line of it, just a little bit, just to see if it actually works. Because if it works, then that probably confirms the theory, that confirms the theory. You know, if the solution answers the undiagnosed problem, maybe I have the problem. You know what I mean? Because I tried telling my mother about it, and I was like, hey, girl, I think I have ADHD because it's kind of hard for me to sit still and pay attention to things that I don't really give a fuck about. And I just suck at math all the time. And I get really intense burnout from things. And I told her that, and she was like, "It's all in your head." And I was like, "Well, yes, actually, it is up there. You're on the right track. Yes, it is. You're on the right track. You're taking the steps towards that." And then she said, um, "You're just not focusing hard enough." And I was like, "Well, that is the core issue, is focusing, but you know." Maybe there's a problem with the focusing. So, life updates. One, I don't know if you guys actually can't see it, but I have something in the background now. You just can't tell because it's too dark, you know. But there's a dresser back there. Can I prove it? No. I don't want. Uh, you actually can't see it. I'm fucking insane. I have a dresser back there that actually is a piece of furniture now. So now I have more things in my room, and it doesn't look like a mental hospital ward room anymore. Slightly, even though the thing is also white and it kind of camouflages with the rest of the room, so it kind of still looks like I'm insane. But trust me, guys, I'll put something up over there. Maybe I'll get like a couch. I don't have money for a couch. What the fuck am I gonna do with a couch? Sit on it? I don't know. Isn't that the point of couches? I went to the department store recently, and I found out that, adulthood really is about making a lot of unnecessary expenses because me and my mom and my family, we all went to go buy stuff at the department store. We bought like a bunch of furniture stuff. To my surprise, I didn't know pillows were supposed to be expensive. Why? Because, you grow up your entire life, and I'm like, I'm sleeping on a regular pillow, and this was free. So it can't be that expensive. And then you go to the department store where they talk about how expensive it is, and I'm like, oh, damn. People actually give a shit about this. Which, I mean, it is important to give a shit about the pillow you sleep on because, it's an investment and you kind of need to sleep on that thing. Don't sleep on a pillow because you're gonna sleep on it. Oh, bars. Ba, ba, ba. Bears, bars, Battlestar Galactica. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, that's when I found out that pillows are expensive for some reason. We also went there and we saw a bunch of couches. What I really enjoy about an IKEA type establishment is seeing the amount of people sitting on the furniture and just talking. It's like a cafeteria but with no food. So people are just hanging around. And it's just like one big house, but it's a warehouse actually, and it's just one big place. And everyone's just sitting on different couches, but they're all having their own mini conversation. If you think about it, that's kind of how life works. It reminded me of high school, except people weren't being assholes. Which I have been watching the new season of Big Mouth. Now I know that's a controversial show to watch. Not because of anything bad specifically, but because people are like, that show sucks. Well, actually, I think it's a little bit funny, okay? I like seeing the little cartoon characters make jokes about farts and poop. It's a little funny to me, okay, guys? Like, we got a Disney Plus subscription recently, and guess what? The first thing on my watch list, it's Family Guy. I, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm getting older or something, but Family Guy has been getting funnier. And now every time I see like a clip of it on my Instagram Reels page, I'm like, damn, this shit was kind of funny. Even though when I was a kid, like it would be on TV and I'd be like, it's fun because it's cartoons, but it's not fun because I don't really understand what they're talking about. But now it's just funny because it's cartoons and now I understand what they're talking about. Don't sleep on Family Guy, guys. Or maybe it's because I have the humor of like a 30-year-old man. I have the humor of a 30-year-old man and also like a 12-year-old boy. I think both of those are a problem. Maybe I should mature a little bit more. But I don't know. Fart jokes are like never not funny to me, unfortunately. I don't know how to I don't know how to remedy that. That's kind of just something that'll always be there. I got my diploma. Isn't that exciting, guys? I can't show you guys a picture of the actual diploma because it has my name on it and the school I go to. So I'm gonna put up a fake diploma here, and it says, rhiansaturns, graduated, political science, super cool. Whoa! And then like a signature at the bottom. Isn't that great, guys? Isn't that great? I finally got my diploma. So was I supposed to pick it up 2 months ago? Yes. Did I only pick it up now? Yes. The problem with it was they didn't just give it to me directly during graduation. They handed me like a piece of paper that said congrats, but it doesn't it wasn't my actual diploma. So I just got really unmotivated to go pick it up. It took me about 2 months because it was like a whole step-by-step process for some reason to get the diploma from the place that I paid for. And at first I thought I was gonna pay like a really big fee again because I waited it out a little bit too long and I was like, I don't care. Because it's not something I was like, in my head, I'm already graduated, so I didn't give a shit anymore. But I was like, maybe I should care because I kind of need that piece of paper for stuff. So it was like a 2 month process, and I originally thought I was gonna pay a big ass fee, and then it turns out I didn't have to. I actually paid just like a little bit at first, and then I was like, cool, that's done with. But then it wasn't like I got done with step B. I was about to get to step C, which is when I can get my diploma. Like I just pick it up. And I got really scared because I thought that there was going to be another fee for step C. But instead of checking if there was an actual fee, I just kind of sat around for a month and pretended that that wasn't a problem until I got so like anxious in my own head where I was like, I need to check my email. So I went and checked my email, and then they said you can just go pick it up. We don't care. And I was like, oh, okay, that was nice. And then I just got it picked up, and now I have the diploma. Isn't that easy, guys? I just don't understand why they didn't just give it to me at the graduation. Wasn't the point of of all that for me to get that, and then I didn't? Hello, hello, ringing the phone. Hello, wasn't that the point? Wasn't that the point? I got all dressed up to do it and everything, and I sat in an air-conditioned room for like at least 5 hours. So I don't really know why you didn't just give it to me. I got all prepped and ready. I think I woke up at like 4 a.m. for my graduation just to get ready. And then I went to the graduation. And then the graduation itself was like 5 hours. So I was like, hey, where's the thing? Hey, where's the thing I spent all my money on? I'm just curious, because I just came here to get that thing, and then I'm here, and he didn't give me the thing. It's really cool that you guys aren't giving me the thing I paid for. That's really really cool. And then I had to go pick it up like 2 months later for my own fault, just because my brain didn't want to do it. Do I have a procrastination problem? Possibly. Is it ADHD? Maybe. Who knows? I just talked about that. Now we're gonna move on to the second segment of the show. Really excited about this, guys. It's the song of the week. We've been doing this segment now for 2 weeks. Okay? So now it's the song of 2 weeks straight. Song of the week for this week is Dodger Blue by Kendrick Lamar. Yes. Big surprise! It's rhiansaturns loves Kendrick Lamar. Who's surprised? No one is. Okay, I talk about that. I talk about him all the fucking time. Who's fucking surprised? You know, I went through his entire discography while I was walking, and actually, this song choice is inspired by the recent hobby I have taken up, and the hobby is, guess what? I'm taking a walk because I don't like to run. Don't ask me to download Strava. I'm not doing that. Don't ask me to go around places. I don't want to do that. But my mother has acquired a walking pad, meaning she bought one online and she asked us to buy one. So she got a walking pad and I use it now. I've been using it for like 3 days straight. And unfortunately, the skinny blonde white girls were right about exercise. You know when like the skinny girls on like EB Twit are like, oh my god, she's such a fucking fatty. Hey, fuck you. But also, you were right about walking sometimes. That kind of makes you feel good, you know, because endorphins or something. You kind of need to do that sometimes, you know, so you won't die early. And I hate telling skinny bitches that they're right. Because my entire life, people have just come up to me and been like, hey, you know, you need to lose some weight. I didn't know I didn't notice that part actually. It's not like when I look down while I'm sitting down, I have two beluga whales as my legs staring up at me. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice. Thanks for pointing that out. I'll do a big check on that. But they were right, you know, sometimes you gotta just take a walk. Not even just for health's sakes, but it's just nice. It's just nice. Like it was for people that don't get to go outside often. I do really recommend a walking pad because it's just like I also just like that it's like something else to fill the day. It's fun to just have like a little hobby, like a little physical hobby to be like, hey, I think I'm gonna go take a walk actually. And it's really fun because you know how many episodes of House I can get through while I walk on that damn thing? A lot, okay? Because I've been doing like hour-long intervals and I've been watching one House episode per interval. And it's been really fun. But also, I've been listening to music that entire time. And I've been listening to Kendrick's discography. And I've been listening to the One Direction discography, obviously. And I don't know, it's probably because like I like the music so much, but I guess that's a tip for people is if you're taking a walk and you hate it, just listen to music that makes you feel happy. Duh. Or like I also sometimes like to go on walks outside and I'm listening to Blonde by Frank Ocean and I think about my life and the men who have fucked me over and I'm like, isn't that very interesting? And you realize life is so much bigger than that because you'll see like the trees and you'll see like the leaves falling down from the trees and I'm like, wow, I am just a speck of dust on this big ass planet in this big ass universe. Who knew? Who knew? Because when you're inside all the time, the problems seem so big and it's so annoying because you're like, you feel like an incel, and then you go outside and you're like, wow, life is beautiful, guys. I wanted to talk about Dodger Blue specifically because it is a very steady pace song that I like to walk to because it's like, dun, dun, dun. I feel like you could do, what is it, CPR with it because it's like dun, 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 white diamonds, na 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 na. Y'all know that y'all know that Office episode, like the Office episode where I don't even watch The Office. I just know all of like the little bits that they do. My favorite bit that they did was when they were learning CPR. They were like, "Oh yeah, just do like just do it to a song." And obviously Like the song is Staying Alive. And then Michael Scott gets down on the CPR dummy and he's like, at first I was afraid, I was petrified. And then the CPR lady goes up and he's like, no, no, no. Ah, 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 staying alive, staying alive. And then the entire office gets up and they start dancing. And then Dwight like cuts open the guy's face and then like wears it. Isn't that fun, guys? We just had a moment together. We're so cute. Yeah. For the next segment, I am doing a book haul. Drop down in the comments below if you're excited for the book haul. I actually need to go up and get it. Don't look at my ass when I get up, okay? Guys, I'm really embarrassed. Don't look at me. I feel like I'm a secretary about to go walk up and get the files. And what did you say your name is? Sam, Samantha, is that with a M or a Y? Yes, because we have two students named that. Okay, and why are you at the principal's office today? Actually go fill out this form. I'll go get it for you. Okay. I got 3 books recently. 2 on my recent trip, but there's one that I have not read yet. Actually, all 3 of these I haven't read yet because I am still stuck on the book that I am reading now, which I need to continue, but I keep getting lazy about it. Sorry. I've currently been reading 1984. I've been reading 1984 by George Orwell, which is really nice. If you guys want to read that, it's like society shit, you know. just read it. It's a really good book about society and the government and like all that shit and propaganda. It's really cool. But these are the new books that I've gotten recently. I keep buying new books like I'm finished with the one that I'm actually reading. Because it's just nice to stand in the bookstore line and be like, yes, I'm buying a book today. I feel like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I'm like, yes, Pierre, I'm buying another book. But you can't judge me just because books are my life. It doesn't mean I don't care about my papa who is in jail. But these are the books that I've got. Okay, so we have Franz Kafka, Metamorphosis. I'm gonna be so honest, I don't know much about the actual story. I just know, it's technically not a meme, but it became a meme because it references the story. And I think the story is about this guy who turns into like a beetle. It's weird, but there's this picture of a beetle and he's like on the bed and it's supposed to mean something. I don't know essentially what it means. That's why I bought the book, didn't I? Be surprised. I got this one. It's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. I'm not super sure about the story, but it says on the back. It says on the back that it's about like immigrants and stuff and race and class and stuff. So I thought that was an interesting read. I think I saw I'm pretty sure I saw a quote about from this book recently, and that's what made me want to read it. I don't remember the quote off the top of my head, but I'll put it up here if I remember. Um, so I was wondering if this book was going to ruin my life because it has a very similar cover to the other book I read called A Little Life. And if you guys have not read that book, don't read it because it will ruin your life. But that entire book was just like, it was very traumatizing. It was very, like, I just read through the book and it just, because I thought it was gonna be like, about 4 friends and they live together in New York City and they're happy and they go on fun adventures. And then I read the book and it was just like one guy getting traumatized over and over and over and over again. And I was like, oh. So that's how that works. Maybe I'm not strong enough for books like that, but it is fun to read about like stories like that. It's just like sometimes it gets crazy. Like when I tried to listen to Lolita, I tried listening to the audio book of Lolita before because I was on a field trip for school and we were going somewhere and I didn't really know anybody else in the class, so I was like, okay, while we're going there, I'll just try to listen to an audiobook and like, be smart and stuff and try to, be intellectual or whatever and try to be smart and shit. So I tried listening to Lolita because I thought I could handle it, even though people have already told me beforehand that it was like a gross book. Obviously, I know what happens in the book, guys. But when you read the book, they spare no detail. They spare no detail. They talk about everything. They talk about everything. I think I got one chapter in and I was like, I took out my AirPods and I was like, okay, let's listen to something else. Actually, I don't think I'm strong enough for that. I can watch movies like that. I can tolerate watching a movie about it. But the difference is when a man is describing all that disgusting shit to you, you're kind of like, oh, maybe I'm not so interested in what this crazy man has to tell me, you know? So I couldn't get through it. The last book I got was The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I know this is a very basic pick. I honestly only got it because people on TikTok said it was a really good book, and I actually mainly got the idea from Brittany Broski because she talked about it on her podcast, and she talked about how this book is her favorite book, and I'm really interested. But I have to finish 1984 first, and then I think I'm gonna read this one first, and then this one, and then this one, because it's like the biggest book. So I will probably do that then. When I went to go get these books, it was at the same time that me and my family went to the department store. It was fun. Um, but yeah, again, I just didn't. Everything was so expensive. And then we got matcha somewhere, me and my brother, and that made me happy, even though the matcha was ass. That's my thing, guys, is that I will, even if, even if the matcha is bad, I'm gonna get it. I don't care. Like, it's like, it's like handing really shitty wine to an alcoholic. Like, I'll take it, even though it technically doesn't do anything for me. I'll take it. Even if I go if I go to any coffee shop and I see matcha latte on the menu, I know I'm gonna end up buying it. And it's really bad. I don't think they should open like any like coffee shops near me. Cause it's just I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna order a matcha latte. I have no self control. Self control. I have no self control. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna order a matcha latte. Unfortunately. Even if it like breaks my bank. Even if I go in there and I'm like, this is the last money I have for the day, okay. And then I just go and I'm like, can I have a matcha latte, please? And I get it anyways. Because again, I have no self control. Don't be like me, guys. Don't be like me. But also, matcha is delicious and you should drink it. I look crazy when I do that. It looks like I have like eyeliner on. No, those are just my dark circles. Because I don't sleep well enough at night. Isn't that great, guys? Pop culture wise, not much has happened recently, so I cannot. So today was a pretty quick episode. I know it's gotten shorter since last week too, so maybe I'll just make them a little shorter from now on, just to give you like quick little updates and whatever. I just like doing it. It just feels like nice to give people updates on my life and whatever. So it's just nice to do that. So thank you guys for watching this week's and listening. Watching and listening. I hear you, I see you, I listen to you. Thank you guys for watching and listening to this week's Chronically Online Judgment podcast with rhiansaturns. If you enjoy this podcast, rate me 5 stars on Spotify if you can. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment down below. If you're reading books, you know, give me recommendations. I usually like reading stuff about politics and society and horror sometimes if I feel like it. So, thank you guys for listening today. I will see you all next week.